want to take a moment and speak to the socialist effort, primarily by the left, to ease up on criminals. Now, what I saw, because I spent a lot of time in New York City over the last 3 years, and what I saw there was this transition that played out in front of my eyes. Because even before that, I spent a lot of time working there back in 2010 and 2011. And what I saw over the last decade, and especially just over the last 3 years, was that crime became rampant in the subway system, on the streets, in the stores. And there were a couple reasons because, all of these reasons revolve around just being light on crime. But there was a couple big ones. One was this idea that it was kind of this suppression of bail. So people could literally commit a crime with a gun in New York City, not have to pay any money in bail, and be home for dinner. This is a problem. And this was an idea to kind of help the poor criminals, those poor criminals, because it's jail that's actually causing them to commit crimes. It's being held accountable that's causing them to commit crimes. If you don't hold them accountable anymore and you don't punish them, well, naturally, they're going to quit committing crimes. Come on, how ignorant do you really have to be? Now, I'm bringing this video up specifically because what we've seen is, of course, in the subway system. I wouldn't ride in the subway. I just wouldn't. I used to love the subway. I wouldn't go down there. I wouldn't go to Times Square. I used to love Times Square. Now, here's the thing, too, is that now what you're seeing is they're putting up these little flimsy plastic signs with zip ties that say, no guns are allowed in Times Square. Because that's going to help. That will definitely help. Because what we've seen is the worst gun crime since the 70s and 80s. In 1990, there was 2,200 murders in New York City, and that was the worst they had really seen. And now what we're seeing is it's going back up to that. In Times Square alone, what we've seen just in the first half of this year is 272 violent crimes, some of those including rape, many of those resulting in death. And all of this is at the fault of these socialist leftist efforts that are really running cities like New York City into the ground. Criminals are running the streets now. It's terrible. Any thoughts or insight, definitely put that below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel. The Patreon link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.